Today is an exciting day. We are doing an alpha element vein. I farmed a few betas since we did it for the first time on camera, but I want to craft some tech gear, so we need element. Now, I don't really like using tech tier stuff, but this is the map to do it on, so we're going to test it here. The plan is, first we will do the element vein. Second, we don't die. That probably should be the first thing that we say, we don't die. But after that, we will finish up by making some tech gear. I'll throw that in the upgrade station to see what we can do with heat and cold resistance. I've never done that, so it'll be fun to test it out. But to start off, we need to take a look at some mutated Rexes. I finished that project a few weeks ago, but I wanted to wait to show them off until we had a chance to use them. This is a perfect opportunity to see if we're ready. So let's get started. So this will be the finished Rex from our Rex breeding project. I ended up getting this purple color, and it came with an oxygen mutation. I went ahead and kept that. I don't typically keep that, but I wasn't getting good colors into region 0. So this is the first kind of nice color I got. Everything else was just the typical kind of poopy brownish color that comes with Rexes. And you can see I got some odd mutation coloring in the different slots, but they don't really pop. They don't look that great. So I didn't really get much for colors is basically what I'm getting at. Now, when we take a look at the stats of the Rex, I've got 10 of these here, and they're all the same stats. I've got 48 into health, with 7 mutations into health, and I've put 22 points into it afterwards. 34 on stam with 1 mutation into stamina. And of course, there's that 1 mutation into oxygen. That's how we got the color. Weight is 43 with 3 mutations into that. I didn't really want to keep those, but the mutations were slow going, so I kind of did. But we have a melee of 53, and I've got 8 mutations into that. And I also put 37 points into it. These guys are beasts. Now, all of their saddles are around 139 to 142, I want to say, but there are 2 special Rexes in here. Let's see if I can find a special Rex. Here. It's got a 192 saddle, and there's a male that's got a 192 as well. I'm going to guess it's that one right there. So what I'll do is I'll put these guys out on a dino leash like normal. I'm probably going to ride on a Managarma for this. And that's typically what I do. I've got 2 Managarmas in my pocket. I've got Dash, our usual Managarma, and that's the ones that have all those mutations and all. I showed those off already in a previous episode. But I also have a male that's a mate boost in case I want to pop that mate boost out and just put it on follow. I'll decide on that as we go through this element vein to see how bad this element vein is as far as the difficulty level of the dinos. First thing we got to do, get down there. I'm gonna put some metal gate frames and gates around the main element vein, and then I'll put a dino leash out, and we'll start putting the dinos on aggressive after that. The thing that we're going to be taking note here is that I'm on PvE, so using dino gates and stuff is possible, useful, because the creatures don't damage structures in PvE. If you're doing PvE settings or playing on PvE server, you probably won't be able to do that. I don't know exactly how that works. I just always played with PvE settings. So we'll get down there and we'll see if we can't set this up pretty quickly. On my hotbar, I have a Mantis, and that is going to be what I do to harvest it, and it is the S-Mantis. I love that mod. Okay, let's put that there. I'm not going to be able to put that in, am I? Dang it. Well, this is going to be dicey. Some of this is going to be covered and some of it's not. Why am I not getting up here? Okay, why is that not going on? Okay, that's on. Maybe I was too far away before. And I bet these metal structures aren't allowing me. Dang it. That's going to be a problem. Okay, I got that down. Let's start popping some Rexes out. And I'm going to have to do this quickly. Let's go here. And here. Now, are these guys... I'm not going to put all those Rexes out. Are they under a lock yet? No. Okay, let's open this back up. Let's turn this off. Deactivate. Alright, let's activate. Okay, let's close this. Now do these guys have the lock? They have a lock. Okay, now we can go to... hold on, before we do that. Let's put this guy away. Alright, now we're going to go aggressive. We'll let them go to town, and I'm going to get Amanda Garma out. I'm going to go with Dash. And let's put the hotbar away. And let's get here. And they should be... Alright, where are we stuck? Okay. Why are we stuck? Okay. Can't get this out. Let's go. Alright, can we move now? Okay, now we can move. Huh. Okay. Let's go ahead and hop off. We want to open this, and then we want to mark it, and then we're going to close this. Okay, now we've got our waves and everything. Now I know these wrecks are going to end up damaging some of the element, but with everything that's going on, I've got to have these guys out doing work. I can't just handle all this myself with Amanda Garma. On the other levels, I was able to do that. The Gamma and Beta, I could put out some other dinos and, you know, let the Amanda Garma handle it, but you know, by itself basically. But I'm not going to be able to do that on this with wyverns and everything that's going to be happening and corrupted and all that kind of stuff. We're going to need all the help we can get. Come on, let's move. Why are these guys just standing here? There's so much element here spread out. It's going to be hard to protect it all. You just, I guess, just expect to lose some. Like, why are these guys all standing here? What is the deal? Weird. There's so much element in this element vein. Whenever you defeat it, you end up, you know, just getting an incredible amount. So I'm not so worried about protecting every little element vein. Like when you're doing a gamma, it's so small, there's such a limited amount of element, you have to protect every bit of it. But with the alpha, I'm not so worried about that. I was curious if there were going to be any differences between the alpha element vein in ASE versus ASA. They made some subtle tweaks to element veins, so that is a wyvern. Oh boy. Alright, let's get down there. We gotta get down there. We gotta help these guys out. I'm almost stuck. Alright, I think they got the wyvern. There's another one. I'm hoping that I don't like render crash the game with all the wyverns and stuff, because that is a thing, you know. particularly if you're playing on console, PS5 or whatever, Xbox. It's just limited processors are not able to handle all the graphics issues that go on. Not like PC anyway, but I've got all my graphics stuff turned down low for my ARC settings, and that's helped a lot with the crashing. They've done some updates here, and it is definitely caused some crashing again to come back, but it's not as bad as it initially was when this map was released. It was pretty terrible when this map was initially released. So it's gotten better, you know. I figure over time it'll get better. Now this is the Unreal Engine 5.5 update will be coming out. I'm recording this because Wednesday. It'll be coming out on the following Monday. So we'll see what happens with performance on this map after that update comes out. Hopefully it'll be good, you know, for here in Aberration. Extinction Aberration, the optimization is so bad. There's so many things that just, you know, break the game. On my alternate account, I've been doing some testing, setting up for Ragnarok and all, and I've just found so many problems with these two maps. Okay, land. Good Lord. I found so many problems with these maps compared to the island and Scorched Earth in the center. That's where I was kind of doing some of my setup testing for my alternate profile. Anyway, crashing on this map it's not non-existent, but it is so much less. All right, we're wave 3 of 5. All right, we're doing okay. We haven't run into anything that we can't handle yet. These Rexes are beasts. I mean, they come into contact. It's like instant death for anything they come in contact with, so. Trying not to harvest too much stuff because I don't want to go into my inventory to unload stuff out of my inventory. You know, that causes inventory crashing. Let's get those guys. There's like a log jam here. We gotta get this wyvern down. These dimorphs can get inside. It's weird how they fly inside and will be attacking the main element vein. It's kind of crazy. There we go, got rid of that. These guys aren't doing a whole lot. Let's get over here and see if we can help. Let's go, Dash, let's go. You need to move. Alright, these guys will just stand there, staring at the dead body. Why are you not attacking me? That's weird. Okay. Just to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Whistle back aggressive again. These guys are just kind of standing here. Hey, what are y'all doing? That's weird behavior. Did they tweak that behavior or something? Hey, buddy. What are you doing? He's just standing there. That's the weirdest thing, right? Oh, now he moves. It's just the weirdest thing. It's like he's waiting for me to come over. You can come to me, dude. Alright, we're wave 4 of 5. Alright, we're doing alright, we're doing alright. They kind of come in from, seems like 3 different angles here. Land. That's my one knock against the mana garment. They got some weird movement mechanics. You'll just fly up in the air and start gliding around. Just like right there. Let's go. Now, coming to collect all this element's going to be interesting and difficult because a lot of times it spawns up under the map. It's just weird how it does. So I'll have to just try to work my way around to collect all of it so I don't lose it. As far as damage to the main element vein, it's not too bad. Because it's so big, it doesn't fit all the way inside those behemoth gates. So, you know, every now and then it'll get smacked, like on the edge of it. This guy's hung up. Alright, let's get over here, see if we can get these guys. And they're just standing there waiting their turn. Okay. Everybody, see this guy's hung up right here. Let's get over here. There's an element vein that he's attacking. Looks like he damaged it already. Okay. Got a Rex hung up here. There's only 3 left. Let's go, let's go. One left. Where is it? Right over here, where nobody can reach it. Come on, let's get over there. All right, that is 5 of 5. We're going on round 5 now. All right. We're moving along pretty well. We're not doing too bad. Oh, there's a bunch of dudes. Oh, there's a bunch. I'm just going to have to trust those guys are going to cover my backside there. Yeah, there's no... Alright, get these guys. You got it, okay. Yeah, there are no wrecks on this side. Got the wyvern. Let me stay on this side because there are no wrecks over here, or yeah, no wrecks on this side to cover. The cool thing about this Managrama is their ice breath goes through the element to kill the corrupted that's there, but it doesn't damage the element, so that's kind of nice. I think the Volanosaurs do the same kind of thing with their spikes. I'm not 100% sure about that. Alright, Rex can't reach these guys on the outside. The reason I'm using that ice breath instead of using my melee is because the melee can damage the element vein, but the ice breath won't. So that's why. But whenever I get smacked while I'm blowing the ice breath, it makes me hop and interrupts my attack. So that's something that you'll see. I'll do like a little hop and then I stop attacking. It's because of that. These guys are on town on that. Okay, all right. We've got 1 hostile remaining. Where is it? Hey, element vein protected. Nice. Let's go passive. Okay, I'm gonna kill this guy off. I don't want him destroying an element. Okay. All right, now we need to do a few things. First things first. I'll save. It doesn't matter if the game crashes right now. We lose everything. So let's get out our Mantis. Now our Mantis is, we got picks enabled. We do. This is an S-Mantis, and an S-Mantis has reduced weight on element and element shards and element dust. So that'll be nice for harvesting. I'm not going to be able to see all of it, obviously, because some of it will be under the mesh. So you never clear all of it when you have this. I'm going to try to harvest it all with the Mantis, and then the idea is I can tally up afterwards to see how much we actually got. That'll be what I'm going to try to do. Now, if it ends up being so much that I can't do that, then, you know, we'll have to kind of go. I'll have to go back in the video and piece it all together, because I'd like to get a full tally of how much I got. I was on a Arc Ascended Facebook page, and there was discussions about the best way to harvest element veins, and you know, of course, I was saying that it was the S-Mantis with Ascended picks, and there were some other discussions in there about what was best, but I'd like to be able to tally this up and see like how much actually we're getting off this alpha vein, because it's pretty much fully healthy. I think we lost 1,000 off of the 50,000 or whatever it was. So, you know, we'll try to do a tally and see. All right, so once I get this, I'm going to go up top, and then I'll make one sweep around just to see if there's anything up top here. I would be surprised if there is, but you just never know. Yeah, I don't think there's anything up top here. I guarantee you there's some in the mesh. If I went into ghost mode below this, there would be some in the mesh, 100%. All right, let's take one more sweep around the outside here, just to see if we see any more random element veins sticking out. No, that was oil rock. Okay. All right, that's the main. We'll go up here one more time. Sweep around this outside. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it anymore. You guys may see it yelling at the TV screen. It's right behind you. But I'm not seeing it here. I'm just look at that right there. See? There's always one. Always one. All right, what else we got? I'm going to say that this is probably it here. Anyway, whenever we harvest the main vein here, it's going to be no, we want this. And this pickup gun is from the Vanilla Sprinkles mod. I'm really enjoying that mod. There's a lot of things to it that are really cool. So one of the things is a pickup gun and a variant gun. There's no little ones around the outside here that I can see, so I'm going to start harvesting this main one. Let's pick this up first. Just to... Hello. Thank you. We're going to pick this up. I wonder if I could have picked that up with the pickup gun. Huh, I should try that sometime. All right, so 6,500. Let's see how many swipes this is. 1, 2, 2 swipe. I didn't hear any around the outside. Huh. Yeah, I didn't hear any around the outside. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's save. If we have a game crash, it's okay. All the elements in my Mantis. Let's take a look inside the Mantis and see if we can tally up. So for element dust, we have, was that 6? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 6 is what? 4,200. 4,300. So 43,736. 43,736 element dust. We have 2,680 shards, and let's see if we can just go through element. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's going to be 1040 element. I mean, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. And I think we're set. All right, let's head back to the base. Okay, we are back at the base. So what I need to do is I need to pull a few things just to get them out of inventories and all that kind of stuff. Okay, we're back from the crash. It spawned me back in up there when we just hopped off and saved after landing. So I went ahead and put everything out and redid everything the way that we did on camera, so I'm not going to re-show that. Using the upgrade station, the Augment Station, there's a couple ways to do this. I've got some of these already pre-made up in a little box down here, the little individual augments, like for example for armor. This hasn't been updated in a while, so this isn't showing correctly. There should be an icon there that explains it a little bit better. But in reading it, you can increase the armor of armors. You can decrease the armor of armors. I don't know why you do that. You can increase the durability of armors, decrease. You can also increase heat resistance, decrease, and then you can increase cold resistance, and of course, decrease cold resistance. So I've got some of these already made up in here. I find it's better to go ahead and do your upgrade station first, and then your augments later, instead of doing them like each level by level. And the reason for that is you can upgrade a piece of equipment in the upgrade station from primitive to ramshackle or whatever, and it costs a certain amount of resources. And then over here, you can increase the level of the armor, let's just say, and it only costs polymer, hide, and fiber. Whereas if I come over to the upgrade station, and let's just put all this in here because we know that's what we're going to do. And I come down here, and let's say I wanted to do the helmet. All right. So to upgrade, it'll tell me what I need to put in the upgrade station, and there's no pull feature for that. So we'll attempt the upgrade, and it says I need more polymer, more element, and more black pearls. Now, the polymer, element, and black pearl totals are going to catch up to us quick, real quick. So I can do a global pull using vanilla sprinkles, and it was what, poly, element, and black pearls, right? For that, we're going to need a lot. So I'll go ahead and clean out the poly transmuter, and we got about 38,000 hard polymer made. So let's just go ahead and pull 8,000 because it's going to take a lot to get all these pieces leveled up. So, pull and done. Now we'll come back down to the helmet. That's what we had looked at before, and we'll attempt an upgrade. And then it tells us at the top of the screen, tech helmet upgraded item is 2.13% upgraded. I never understand exactly what that means. So it's up to 240 with 400 durability, and heat resistance is 32 and cold resistance is 5.5, but it's still primitive. There's not another level, So let's go ahead and let's do each one of these just so that I can keep them kind of on par. And for that we need metal ingots. So let's go ahead, up here, global pull, and we're looking for ingot. Ooh, I should type the full ingot in there. Okay, we've got 17,000. Let's go ahead and pull about 4,000. I'll have to clean this out when I'm done, and that ought to get us close here. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll do the tech boots. We'll attempt an upgrade. Let's do the gauntlets, upgrade. Let's do the chest piece, and then let's do the leggings. And we need crystal, 16 more crystals, so we're just a little shy on crystal. I'm pretty sure I have the crystal. Nope, I'm in the wrong thing. I need to come over here. Global pull on crystal. And I know that I'm going to need more crystal if I want to go to the next level up, which we are going to the next level up. So that's here. And how much crystal do I have? I've got 20,000. The Tesla, I want to pull from the Tesla coil. So let's put another 4,000 in here. and pull that. That's the nice thing about this Vanilla with Sprinkles global pull feature is it allows you to do a few things here. So we're kind of all around the same level. Let's attempt another upgrade, and let's do this one. Try to do the ones that are lower first to see what they get up to, and then let's do this 300, and then we'll come down here and do this 300. So they've all been upgraded twice, and it doesn't say primitive or ramshackle or anything. I guess that's a change. It seems like, maybe I'm wrong about this. In Ark Survival Evolved, it had, like, you know, primitive and ramshackle and apprentice and all that kind of stuff. But maybe, I guess, tech doesn't have that. Anyway, what we're at right now is right around 300s or so. So let's come over here and let's hit save first. Let's come over here and let's look at our tech blueprints. And there's a point that I'm making with this, okay? And we're at about, let's see, 378. That's a little high on this one. 375. We want something that's right in that 300 range, you know, that mid-high 300 range. I don't really have a lot of those. Let's pull this one because it's right at 299. Okay, and we're going to come over here. Now, remember, in the process of doing this upgrade, you guys saw what I placed in there as far as materials, crystals, polymers. Like, we haven't burned through hardly any of these materials that I placed in here. The black pearls, the polymer, the element, like we still have tons of it in here, right? The lowest blueprint I had that was right around 300 was 4,000 metal ingots. Well, remember, I'm pretty sure we pulled 4,000 metal ingots total. The crystal was, I don't remember, I'm going to say I pulled 4,000. Element was maybe 1,000, I forget. Polymer was, I'm going to say 8,000. Black pearls was, I forget what we ended up pulling. The point of what I'm making here is this one blueprint, it was so expensive compared to me doing this upgrade. You know, like, we still have tons of stuff in here, and I feel very confident about doing another round of upgrades with this and it not getting anywhere near to the cheapest blueprint that I have, you know, 300. If we step up to these two here, like, you know, you look at the durability's 900, this one is 500. So, you know, metal ingots is 2,200 here. It's 6,300 here. Again, you know, there's a huge increase with the durability. Durability's not quite doubled here. That's 6,300 metal ingots, and, you know, the process of using the upgrade station, we'll be able to get this at a higher level without having to use all those really rare resources. So that's why I'm not using blueprints to get these levels up, you know, just because of the fact of how expensive it is using a blueprint. Like, you get price gouged using a blueprint. Now, I know not everybody has access to a upgrade station mod in their server or whatever, but, you know, if you're playing single player, there's no reason to not use the upgrade station because it's just so much more efficient in being able to min-max what you want. And you can get all these, you know, at similar levels. And I'll show that in a minute. I would like to get this armor at about 1,000. That's kind of what I do whenever I get flak and when I get riot gear and all that. I get it up to about 1,000, and then the durability is 1,500-ish is kind of what I go to. So I'll go through and I'll increase these, and we'll eventually run out of resources. But, you know, if you remember, compared to those blueprints, I've put way less amounts of resources in here to do this upgrade. So it just becomes more efficient. That's the whole point of what I'm getting at. So we need some more metal ingots, and that's going to probably be the priciest thing we go at. But I've got a ton of metal ingots, just because I've been harvesting and, you know, getting those worked up over time, knowing that I was going to be doing these expensive upgrades. So let's just put another 4,000 in here and see how far that gets us. We'll pull and we'll be done, and we'll come down here and let's just do an upgrade, and we'll upgrade this. All right, so we're in the mid fours, you know, just using these resources to increase our levels. We still got plenty of polymer here, black pearls, element. The metal's probably going to be the most expensive thing for upgrading. I'm going to do it another round. Again, I'm going to try to get this up to 1,000. So we'll go again. And we're basically kind of moving up by the hundreds each time. What are we short on here? It's metal. Yeah, so we're short on metal. Let's go for metal. We're going to do one more round, and then we're going to change our strategy up here. I'm just going to probably put about 1,000 in here, I think. Yeah, that's probably about right. I mean, we got plenty, but let's just put 1,000 in there. That's all we'll need to get up to the next level. We just want these all to be about the same level. And we need to do this one. And then this one. All right, so these are all about the same. They're mid fives. So this is 565 with 900 durability, 515 with 900, 590 with 8. This is 572 with 780. So we need to do some work on that. And then this is what's the level? It's 525 with 867. So we'll take all this out of here. Okay, then we're going to come over here to the Augment Station. Now, the Augment Station, there's a couple of things to note about Augment Station. In here, this helmet has a heat resistance that's 38.2. This tech legging has a heat resistance that's negative 8.9. So what that means is when you're wearing it in a hot environment, it makes you hotter because it's negative. That doesn't mean it reduces it by negative 8.9. You want that heat resistance number to be as high as possible in the positives, not the negatives. Cold resistance is the same way. If you're in a cold environment and you're wearing an 18.4, you'll get more resistance to the cold in a cold environment than you would if you're wearing a 6.4. So the whole point is you want to make sure these numbers get into the positives. And normally there's a cap on right gear and black where I want to say negative 10 or negative 5 is the cap. That's the best you can make it. Even though it's in the negatives, it still makes you hot. We can clearly see that tech gear can go into the positives. So I want to do a little testing to see if I can flip that negative number to a positive. The problem is whenever you're doing armors and you're going to decrease your heat resistance or increase your heat resistance, when you're in the negatives, you have to decrease heat resistance. It's kind of counterintuitive, I know, but you have to do that in order to flip it over into positives. Now, you're not able to do that with right gear and with black gear because it caps at minus 10. I want to say it's minus 10. So we're going to have to go through and do a little bit of testing here to see what we can get done as far as improvements here. This is weapon, this is armor saddles, this is durability of armors, and this is armor of armors. So I want to take these out because I don't want them, I don't want to click these and every point go into a piece of armor. And that can happen if there's no cap on the armor, which I've never done this with tech gear, so I don't know if there's a cap or not. But we want to go to 1,000. So let's just hypothetically, let's split half. We're going to put 17 in there. And our lowest number is 515. So, and we've got 17 increase armors of armors. We're going to highlight that and we're going to apply an augment. And it says there's no applicable augment. So we can't augment tech gear. That is so strange. All right, let's do this test with durability. This is armor. This is armor. Can we stack these? Okay. All right, we're going to do this durability. Let's put 17 of durability. What's our lowest durability item? 917, 9, 8, 7, 8. So 7 is our lowest, 784. We're going to highlight that. And remember, we've got increased durability of armors. and it won't take it. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So I'm not going to be able to increase these heat resistance and cold resistance at all. That is so strange. I've never done this testing before with the Augment Station, so I had no idea. So if I want to get these armors up at all, I'm going to have to use the upgrade station to do it. So this is our last pull, probably. All right. So now we've got 871 on armor with 1100 on durability, 827 with 13. We've got 759 with 14, and we've got 777 with 12, 797 with 11. And we need to charge it up. I haven't used tech gear in so long. I don't really like tech gear. It's not my favorite to use or whatever. I don't like this visor view. It's not my favorite. So that's our tech gear. We'll paint this up. But you know, it's just not, I don't really care for tech gear. So okay, we're back. I had another game crash. When I go in that direction, I don't know why. I get some game crashes. On the map, this is where I'm at. I'm basically over the cave, the desert cave. So whenever I go in that direction, it just, I get to right about here, the game will crash. It doesn't do it every time. It does it sometimes. I don't know why that is. I'll harvest the metal off camera. I'll worry about that later. For the armor, I wanted to go ahead, the tech armor, I want to go ahead and put a little paint on it. All right, so how does it look? Is it too dark? Nah, it's not too dark. I'm not going to wear this much anyway. It's not my thing. All right, that element vein was hectic. There were so many corrupted dinos attacking, but we survived it. The S-Mantis is so good for harvesting element. I love that dino. I'll use this tech gear a little bit over the next few episodes just to have fun with it. And I probably won't use it again until Genesis. I'm not a fan of tech gear. But this is the map for it, so I'll go ahead and use a little bit of it. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Hope you enjoyed the testing on the upgrade station. I actually learned something new myself. I did not know that tech gear doesn't get any upgrades in the Augment Station. So that was worth testing. Anyway, if you enjoyed it, give us a like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. And we will see you in the next one.